also want to say that there was our social activation yesterday experience in that dance, and I shared with the group um, how beautiful and deep and meaningful of an experience I had with Fabio, and the ability for the DTM team to have and create this safe container. And then, he is a facilitator, so he's part of the team. And I came in just really anxious about contact dance because I'm, not very familiar with it, and it's on purpose because it feels so intimate. And every single time that I've done it, and I only did it 3 times, and yesterday was the 4th time ever in my years of conscious dancing, of ecstatic dancing, in that way where it was so deep and intense. Like, it's only happened a couple of times because it feels so vulnerable and open, and it's just so so interesting. And I said, when I did my share, that it was like 10 years of therapy on relationships, and that I got to process and work through with Fabio. And it was just so like sweet, and his energy was so grounded and non-confrontational and safe. Like, he started with just being beside me and just mirroring, not mimicking. I'm going to be very intentional with my words. So mirroring my movements. And I've never done any of the conscious dance like classes before. So, this is all new to me as well. And like how everything is just a step-by-step process and invitation into the next step, and then he came in front of me, and there wasn't touching for a long time. Actually, there was just a lot of mirroring of actions, and but man, staying and leaning in was challenging, and was the work actually for me, of being able to like stay there in it with him, not pull away, because there was so many moments when I just wanted to be done and say thank you. And I did eventually when I felt like it was complete, because I felt really like I allowed all the emotions to come through. I stayed in the grittiness and the rawness of it all, and the vulnerability and the openness and the tension and all the stuff that was happening in my head and in my body. And I just stayed steady. And because his energy was so grounded and present and open, I was able to continue whatever, and felt really good after. Like, this emptiness that I talked about the other day is so beautiful because it's simple. Like, the the way to be is simple, less like chaos and thoughts in the mind, and just fully just present and empty, allowing it. So what I've learned is allowing all the emotions to come through, and be with it and integrate it and allow it to just be with all of it. Actually, keep it. I have emptiness. I have space. It's like when I talk about, that full glass of water that is so full, but how could you hold anything else when, you've got all these emotions that are stuck, and you've got to allow them to come through, so that, and pour it out intentionally, consciously, not to where it is pouring and overflowing, because that's not intentional. There's no consciousness in that. That's like, getting burnt out. That is burnt out. But when you can pour and allow and release intentionally and consciously, then you have emptiness, and so that means you have space. There's no more, for me, what I feel like, any blocks to my heart. There's no blocks within me, energetically and emotionally. I feel so regulated. And then after the dance with Fabio, Tete came and found me, and painted my face because it was all like this glowing fun play of social activation yesterday. And um, she's like, she felt like it was in another lifetime where she was doing tribal painting on me, like we have been together in another lifetime together. And it was so meaningful because I had experienced something so profound, and then there was meaning in the painting of the face of like this, ritual, and being being the authentic self. And so then I just felt so just complete and so um grounded, and I just sat on the side and just continued to move my body, even though I wanted to leave after because I was just feeling so like, okay, I'm done, I'm so exhausted. But really I just stayed in it, and thank goodness for that. And I think that was part of it. And then, walking back, I started out alone, and I was trying to catch up with another group because, there's quite a walk from the dancing space to the main building. And another kind soul sister called out my name and asked, checked in with me, asked if I was okay. And she's part of the team too. And I really adore her as well. And we were talking, and it was so great. Like everything was so divinely synchronous. And I think that is the lesson, really, is that when you're open and vulnerable and you're willing to lean in and take those chances, those opportunities to choose something different, everything aligns. And so I've been talking so much. Anyways, I just am so full of love and so gracious for this experience. And till next time. Mwah.